On today's Designing Spaces, we're talking safety. Keep your furry, four-legged friends at home and out of harm's way. Exploring the latest and smartest tech tools for smoke detection. Making sure that Dreamy Fixer-Upper has an electrical system that's secure and reliable. Plus, we're charging things up on the decor front with a simple, easy way to furnish your home or office in a snap. Let's get designing.
Oh, our four-legged friends. We love them, but we want to keep them safe, independent, and give pet owners a much-needed break from worrying. So this story is about to go to the dogs.
A pet's behavior, especially those that threaten a pet's safety, is important to any animal lover. Unsafe behaviors in the home could be anything from chasing cars, to getting into garbage, to jumping onto furniture that could damage the furniture or harm the pet.
All dog owners have worries when it comes to their pets, so today Designing Spaces is learning about one effective way to keep them safe and protected in and around their homes. Meet Clyde and Fozzie.
So you move into a new neighborhood, as we did about a year ago, and you want to make a good impression on the neighbors. Ours was that everybody kept showing up with our dogs in hand, wondering whose they were, including the HOA president.
Sometimes what you can't see is the most important, and that's the case with Invisible Fence. What you can see, however, are a few electronic components that help to create an invisible barrier designed to keep dogs in.
The basic concept behind Invisible Fence Outdoor Solutions is to create an invisible barrier around your property. That invisible barrier is created through a transmitter that's usually mounted in a garage or in a discrete location that sends a digital signal throughout the cable that is buried around the property. That invisible barrier is there to remind the pet of the training that they received once the system is first installed.
We remember from the neighbor the little flag that they had in their lawn that said Invisible Fence. So of course I just went online and I researched Invisible Fence, called them up. She had a representative over to our house like within that next day.
The first question that comes to mind, how does the dog know not to cross the fence line? The answer, training. This is Sandy, lead trainer for the Invisible Fence brand.
As a trainer, we're making sure that your pets are as safe and comfortable as possible. We do go through a 3-test process with them, checking to see if they have any sensitivity to the sight, sound, and feel of the collar.
The trainers go through a collegiate-level curriculum developed in collaboration with leading animal behaviorists to become certified to train a pet with the Invisible Fence system.
Becoming certified to be a Perfect Start Plus trainer, all of our trainers must go through a 9-hour online course for dog behavior. They do also do a 2-day classroom portion and an in-field mentoring program.
We trained as long as we needed to for them to understand the system.
As for concerns about possibly hurting the dogs, there's no need to worry. The technology uses a sensation that feels like when you walk across a carpet in socks and touch a metal doorknob. It is set up and serviced by a certified trainer and technician and can be customized to each pet's sensitivities.
My dog has been on the system for a few years and he's comfortable. He lays out in the yard and I would never put him through something that I wouldn't feel comfortable with.
And the Invisible Fence is not something new. Established in 1973, they advanced as technology has. Founder Richard Peck invented and patented the world's first electric dog fence system, taking his passion to protect pets from danger into a business. This became the Invisible Fence brand, with over 3 million pets protected since 1973.
Technology that is exclusive and patent to Invisible Fence brand is our Boundary Plus technology. That technology has a perceived endless boundary. That perceived endless boundary is time-based, not distance-based, and it's all done through the computer collar that the pet wears.
We can customize your system if you have multiple pets in the house and you want to keep one off the couch and the other one is allowed to lay on the couch with you. We can set the collars to different settings, so one dog stays off the couch and one dog gets to go on there. If you have a cat and a dog on the system, you can keep the dog out of the litter box and the cat has that access to the litter box.
To get more information on all the solutions that Invisible Fence brand offers, or to schedule a no-obligation free consultation, visit our website at invisiblefence.com.
To be able to not worry that they're gonna take off and go down to the beach or the neighbor's house, or we're gonna get a call from the HOA, it's just been such a relief. We love that part of it so much. It's just worked for us and our family and our dynamic greatly.
To learn more and see this portion of the show again, go to designingspaces.tv.
With almost 500,000 home fires reported last year in the U.S., smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors both continue to serve a vital purpose: to get you out of harm's way. But what about when you're not at home and a fire starts? So I went digging for a better solution, and that's when I found out about the Roost Smart Battery. Roll Peters is the CEO of Ruse. Now, Roll, what you have in your hand, it looks like a 9-volt battery, but how does it really work?
It actually is a 9-volt battery, but more importantly, it's a Wi-Fi enabled, cloud-connected 9-volt battery. And you can plug it into your existing smoke or CO alarm, and when that alarm goes off and you're not at home, you actually get a notification on your smartphone.
Okay, so how do I get set up?
Start with downloading the app, and the first question we answer is, where are we going to put it?
So let's start with the kitchen, because that's where we're at.
You type the Wi-Fi password once, place the battery on a flat surface, and place the phone right next to it.
Is the battery and the phone speaking to each other right now?
That's exactly right. And so once that information is transferred, now the battery communicates through Wi-Fi to the cloud, all the way back to the phone.
Incredible, I can keep the same smoke detector.
Absolutely, so that's one option. However, people just don't realize that smoke alarms expire after 10 years. We actually have developed 2 new smoke alarms. The 200 is a smart fire and smoke alarm. The RSA 400 not only detects fire and smoke, but also natural gas and CO, carbon monoxide. Furthermore, you can also add friends or neighbors to it, so that when an alert goes out, it's not just you that get notified, but also your trusted friends or neighbors. But there's one more great benefit. We have over 5 years of battery life in typical smoke alarms, and on top of that, we'll let you know way in advance that the battery is running low and that it needs replacement.
That's great news, because I certainly have been woken up in the middle of the night with my smoke detector chirping. It's very annoying. So thank you so much for explaining how the Roost battery works. For more information, you can go to getroost.com or visit our website, designingspaces.tv.
Electricity. It's one of the things that we often take for granted. Flip a switch and magic happens. But when it doesn't, ugh. So what do you do if that light or electrical appliance doesn't turn on like it should? Typically, we check the breaker box to see if a breaker tripped. But what do circuit breakers actually do?
Panel board or circuit panel box is the distribution system that distributes electricity throughout your home. Circuit breakers are the life safety device that protects from short circuit and overload conditions before they get to the branch circuits within your home.
While modern homes may appeal to some, the character and charm of older homes can't be ignored. They do, however, present their own unique challenges. So whether you're buying an older home or renovating one, it's important to pay attention to the electrical aspects.
Especially when buying or renovating an older home, but for any home purchase, it is advisable to get a licensed electrical contractor to inspect your panel board and any electrical system within the home for any inherent dangers and any equipment that may or may not need to be replaced.
Roger and Sherry Fable moved into their home in Coral Springs, Florida in 1974. Roger, a veteran of the Vietnam War and retired Florida Power and Light training supervisor, knew a thing or two about power. So when he and his wife were having issues with their breaker box, they called an electrician to check it out.
Hello, my name is Roger Fable. I'm calling from Coral Springs. I have a circuit breaker that keeps tripping.
And the news wasn't good.
We'd be watching television and the lights would flicker and sometimes just totally shut off. So I called an electrician, and what they told me was that it was an older box and they would have to just replace everything. And that sounded fine until he told me what it would cost. So it was too expensive. So we decided to go get a second opinion.
What's happening in the case of the Fables is they're having what's called nuisance tripping with their breakers. And in a house that's 42 years old, that's bound to happen. And what consumers don't necessarily realize is that they can replace the breakers, not the entire panel.
Finding replacement breakers for older homes can be a challenge, but Connecticut Electric makes it easy to find what you need.
For homes built from the 1940s to the 1980s, Connecticut Electric is the only manufacturer of ETL-listed circuit breakers for brands like Federal Pacific, Zinsco, Wadsworth, and Pushmatic. While these products are available at big box retailers and electrical distributors, this is not a do-it-yourself project. We highly recommend that you hire a trained and certified electrical contractor.
Roger and Sherry took the right steps for maintaining safe electrical equipment in their home. If you own a home that was built from the 1940s through the 1980s, be sure to have your panel tested annually. Be sure to use a licensed electrician. Don't be afraid to ask questions about breaker replacements. Research your options for panel repair versus panel replacement. Get a second opinion to see if breaker replacement is an option for your panel. Be sure your replacement breakers are ETL listed, which is only available through Connecticut Electric Incorporated.
We were very, very pleased after everything was done that we didn't have to replace the circuit breaker box with just the circuit breakers. And now we don't have that problem anymore, and we saved a lot of money. So we're very thankful.
Once again, knowledge is power in more ways than one. To view this video again, visit designingspaces.tv and click on the Connecticut Electric video. You'll also find a link to the Connecticut Electric website. On a previous episode of Designing Spaces, we introduced you to Mark Andrews, a young executive from the Midwest who suddenly had to relocate temporarily to Tampa, Florida. With little time on his hands, he had to open a branch office for his company. Mark decided to rent furniture and housewares for the kitchen, bed, and bath that he needed in his new temporary locale. His solution? Cort Furniture Rental in Tampa, to make his transition as seamless as possible.
I got a promotion at work, which involved me having to relocate in a week and a half out of state. There's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure with this new position, but Cort came into play where they took all the stress out of moving. They literally helped me pick out the right furniture. It was great quality furniture, and they delivered it and set it up for me, so it was a stress-free experience.
And now, Mark's next transition. He's about to make South Florida his permanent home. He resigned from his job and moved here earlier this year, where he's been renting an apartment and is launching a startup company, a lifelong dream. And the best part, his fiancée Tammy is at his side. Time to plan for the future.
I resigned from my current job and moved down to South Florida recently to start my own business, which has been a lifelong dream. But as you know, life is full of surprises. I met the woman of my dreams, and she's now my fiancée, and we've got wedding plans, we've got a new business, the challenges of that, and I have to furnish my office and my home.
Once again, Mark turned to Cort, this time to purchase furniture from the Cort Clearance Center for his new home. As for the business needs, Cort was there for him too.
I find myself in a very stressful situation with starting a new business and finding a new home with my fiancée. It's a very exciting chapter, but just like Cort helped me relieve a lot of stress with my last moving transition, I know they're going to do the same because I have to find new furniture for my office and my home. So they just took a lot of stress out, and I know they're going to do the same this time.
At Cort, our relationships with our customers typically begin on the rental side of the business because they're new to town or they have some sort of transitional process going on. But over time, their needs become more permanent, and in that case, we can direct them to our clearance centers where we have both home and office products for them to purchase. So we've decided this is the setup for you.
This is
Absolutely. Great. So the next exciting decision that we have is your dining setup, and I was really excited to show you the Dakota dining set. What do you think? First impressions?
I love the modern feel.
Yeah?
I love it, yeah.
Setting up both a home and an office means money is tight. Keeping to budget is a priority.
At Cort, we work with startups all the way to Fortune 500s, helping these businesses maximize their workplace and their financial realities. What's important about these workspaces is they allow open communication amongst your team members. When we work with our customers, we help them identify their needs. And if they have short-term or temporary needs, then we have rental solutions for them. When they've got more long-term needs, then we help them with our clearance center solutions.
Once all the decisions have been made, Cort will professionally deliver and set up the furniture for the office and arrange to have delivery made for their clearance purchases as well.
At Cort, we often have the opportunity to work with our customers over and over again. Whether you're a student, relocating with a new job, or starting a business, the different chapters of your life require different solutions. And at Cort, we're proud to offer both rental and retail solutions to all of our customers.
The office furniture was perfect, and the bedroom set, I think it's safe to say we'll take that one.
Yeah, I think we both liked it.
And the sectional, that was perfect.
The lucite table is my favorite part. But I think what I love most is the modern dining room table.
Yes, the leather
With white
seats.
chairs, yep.
This is good. I mean, really all we have to do now is just, well, that's it. They're taking care of everything.
Yep. You made a great decision bringing us here.
I told you. We literally don't have to worry about anything else.
No,
so
it's all done.
Well, they can check furniture off the list and concentrate now on starting both a successful business and life together. The future looks bright indeed. To view this video again, visit designingspaces.tv and click on the Cort video. You will also find a link to the Cort website.
You want to do home maintenance projects yourself, but you don't have the tools. Every home should have a basic toolbox, but what tools do you need to get started? Let's look at the basic set of tools you'll need to get your home maintenance and DIY projects underway. If you plan on DIY home maintenance and improvements, you will no doubt be using a hammer and a screwdriver. There are two types of screwdrivers, flatheads and Phillips head. A nice set of screwdrivers that include both types is a must-have for your toolbox. As for a hammer, a lightweight tack hammer is enough for most around-the-house projects. If you're planning on doing some carpentry, you will need a claw hammer. Pliers come next, and like hammers, they come in a variety of sizes and shapes, depending on what they're supposed to be doing. For our toolbox, we have three types: your basic slip joint pliers, locking pliers, and needle nose pliers. Tape measure and ruler. You'll be surprised how often you'll need both. A utility knife will see a lot of action around the house. And a putty knife is a welcome addition for a number of weekend projects. Steel chisel, a 1/2-inch size should do for most household applications. A small level will be indispensable when surfaces must be perfectly horizontal or vertical. And finally, the jack of all trades, duct tape. When purchasing tools, stick to name brands for an assurance of quality. They are dependable and will last a lifetime. There are other tools that can be added over time as you expand your DIY skills. You will be surprised how often you will find yourself reaching for the toolbox knowing you can do it yourself.
Start your day the Balancing Act way.
You got it. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Balancing Act. We're having some fun, right? We always are.
The Balancing Act, the award-winning talk show airing weekday mornings on Lifetime.
Find your balance.
You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces. Making a space you can call home, living the lifestyle you desire. We are Designing Spaces.